quietly. Then we turn beneath them. Vogel glances at him, unsure. Herr Captain, if we turn too early. We don't turn early, Kretschmer cuts in. We turn exactly when they cannot hear us. A dangerous plan. A desperate plan. But the alternative is certain death. Rise, Kretschmer whispers. The submarine inches upward. 120 meters, 110 meters. 100 meters. Haydn suddenly stiffens. Second destroyer, closing from starboard. Fast. The men tense. Too soon. They're converging too soon. The trap is tightening again. Kretschmer grips the periscope stand, his voice dropping to a razor-thin whisper. Hold depth. All silent. The sub arrests its climb mere meters beneath the destroyer's keel. Above them, two Allied ships pass in a deadly pincer. One, unaware the prey, is almost directly beneath, the other hunting toward them with purpose. Kretschmer closes his eyes. This is the moment. The only moment. He opens them again and whispers. Helm, prepare to turn. Men brace themselves. The entire crew hangs on a knife's edge. And above them, Allied destroyers glide across the surface like wolves in moonlight, unaware their prey has just slipped into the only shadow left in the ocean. The dim red lights tremble as U-123 hangs motionless in the water, suspended just beneath the keel of HMS Hesperus. The submarine is so close that some of the younger crew swear they can feel the vibrations of the destroyer's engines through the hull, like distant thunder thrumming in their bones. Kretschmer's voice is barely audible. Helm, execute the turn. Now. The helmsman swallows, his hands gentle on the controls. A whisper of motion shifts through the steel frame. The submarine begins pivoting, slowly, silently, its battered hull sliding into the narrow acoustic blind spot beneath the destroyer's stern. A place sonar struggles to understand. A place where death might lose its aim for a precious few seconds. Haydn clenches his headphones, heart hammering. She's right above us, 5 meters, maybe less. The crew winces at every groan of metal, every shift in ballast, every creak that might betray them. U-123 completes 10 degrees of the turn, then 15, then 20. A rivet pops loudly, sharp as a gunshot. Every man freezes. Above them, Hesperus' propellers change rhythm slightly, the ship adjusting course. Haydn tenses. Sonar sweep incoming brace. Ping. The blast vibrates the hull. The crew holds their breath. Ping. Another, angled differently. Kretschmer closes his eyes. If the destroyer gets a return, even a faint one, the next pattern of depth charges will fall directly on their heads. A long pause. A hesitation. Then, Haydn exhales, shoulders sagging. Negative return, he whispers. Her sonar angle is wrong. We're beneath her cone. A ripple of relief moves through the control room, silent but palpable. Kretschmer nods once. Continue the turn. 30 degrees more. Above the waves, HMS Hesperus. Lieutenant Commander McIntyre frowns, pacing the length of the bridge. We should be getting something, he mutters. She was directly below us. His sonar operator adjusts knobs, his face tight. Sir, the contact is confusing. We're getting odd interference. Turbulence, maybe. Turbulence? McIntyre snaps. From what? The operator hesitates. It could be directly under our keel. McIntyre stares into the black water. No U-boat would dare rise that close. He doesn't know this one has. Back aboard U-123. The hull tilts gently as the submarine completes its maneuver, sliding deeper into the destroyer's acoustic shadow. The sound of Hesperus' propellers grows louder, deafening at times, until the noise blankets everything else. Kretschmer watches the depth gauge. Hold at 100 meters. Maintain heading. No more corrections. The men obey instantly. Haydn whispers updates. Destroyer above passing forward, second destroyer sweeping behind, both moving past us. Like two wolves sniffing a trail, completely unaware the rabbits sit still beneath their paws. Kretschmer finally allows himself a slow breath. Good. Very good. Then an idea forms, dangerous, bold, but their only real chance. He leans to Vogel, his second in command. When they pass, we rise to periscope depth. Vogel's eyes widen. Her captain, so soon? They're still close. Exactly. Close means they'll least expect it. Another ping echoes faintly, searching elsewhere now. Kretschmer continues. We break the surface just enough for a firing solution. One torpedo aimed at the trailing destroyer. The men stare. Torpedoing a destroyer while two are hunting you is madness. But survival often requires madness. If we cripple the second ship, Kretschmer explains softly, the first will turn to rescue. That is our window, our escape. The officers look at one another, not in doubt, but in fear, in resolve. For the first time in hours, hope flickers. Kretschmer grips the periscope stand. Prepare for ascent. Slow and silent. Outside, the destroyers glide ahead, unaware the hunted is about to bare its teeth. The order passes through you, 123, like a cold electric current. Prepare for ascent, Kretschmer whispers. A few men close their eyes, not in fear, though fear throngs in the stairway, but because they know what comes next. The submarine rises into the most dangerous layer of the ocean, the zone where light filters down, where sonar grows sharper, where aircraft can spot a wake, and where destroyers can ram without warning. Mertens adjusts the ballast tanks with impossibly delicate hands. Air valves hiss, softly, like a snake drawing breath. The bow tilts upward. Rising at half-meter intervals, Mertens mutters. Slow as she'll go. The hull groans as it relieves pressure, every creak echoing like thunder inside the cramped control room. Haydn presses the headphones tight. Destroyers pulling ahead, bearing widening. They're losing us. Kretschmer nods once. Good. Timing must be perfect. The depth gauge ticks upward. 90 meters. 80. 70. Asterisk. At 60 meters, Kretschmer lowers his voice even further. All hands, absolute silence. No boots scrape the decking. No one clears their throat. Breathing becomes a shallow, controlled ritual. The air tastes of metal and nerves. 40 meters. Haydn's eyes flash open. Propellers increasing speed. The trailing destroyer is accelerating. Kretschmer stiffens. Direction. Haydn listens, face tightening. Coming around. Broad, turn, bearing shifting. They're circling back. The destroyer is returning to check the sector they just passed. The very sector U-123 is rising into. Kretschmer's jaw clenches. Hold ascent at 30 meters. The submarine stops, rising abruptly. The hull sways slightly with the sudden stillness, creaking like strained bone. Haydn speaks again, voice a shaken whisper. She's coming closer, speed high, sweeping with sonar. A single ping rolls through the hull. Ping. A pause. Another. Ping. Closer. Sharper. More certain. Kretschmer grips the periscope stand so tightly the tendons stand out in his wrist. If they go any higher, the destroyer will get a perfect return. If they stay here, the destroyer may still dive bomb them with depth charges. He must choose. Vogel whispers. Her captain, we cannot fire from 30 meters. We must reach periscope depth. Kretschmer's eyes remain fixed forward, cold and razor bright. I know. Above the waves, HMS Restigouche. Spray lashes the crew on deck as the destroyer wheels back into the search area, engines pounding at flank speed. Contact lost, the sonar officer says. She dives, sir. Deep. Stanley shakes his head. No. A captain that sharp wouldn't go deeper. He tries something bold. He looks at the sea ahead. Stay alert. Bring us through again. The destroyer slices toward you, 123. Back aboard you, 123. The pressure in the control room thickens. The destroyer's propellers grow louder in Haydn's headphones. She's almost above any second now. Kretschmer inhales slowly, deliberately. He knows the margin. He knows the risk. He knows survival is impossible without aggression. He speaks one word. Ascend. The chief engineer stares at him. Captain, ascend. The ballast adjusts with a faint hiss. The submarine rises again.
Right, move the pin.
28
All
meters,
stations,
25, 22.
intercept.
Haydn whispers. She's right overhead. The hull trembles as the destroyer's wake washes over them, a violent shiver of displaced water. Kretschmer lowers the periscope tubes into place. Upscope just the top lens. The periscope rises with a soft metallic glide. He places his eye to the cold glass. The world of the surface snaps into focus. Moonlight across dark waves, white spray, the looming hull of a destroyer cutting across the frame. Vogel whispers, "Firing solution possible." Kretschmer's voice is a razor. "Yes." He straightens, eyes blazing. "Prepare tubes 1 and 2. Men hurry, silently, to their stations. The tension is volcanic. The destroyer above has no idea. Yet, Kretschmer raises his hand. "Flood tubes." A distant rumble answers. "Set Euro angles." "On my mark." Every man waits. Breathless. Poised. A single shot that could change everything. Kretschmer exhales and whispers, "Stand by." The control room is as silent as a tomb. Even the usual hum of the boat seems to hold its breath. Every man aboard you. 123 knows what's coming next. One strike, one chance, one razor-thin moment between life and annihilation. Kretschmer leans into the periscope again, adjusting the focus with slow, precise movements. The destroyer fills the lens now. Asterisk restigouche asterisk. Its bow cutting through the moonlit swell like the blade of a guillotine. She is close. Terrifyingly close. Too close for mistakes. "Range," Kretschmer murmurs. Vogel, reading from the TDC, torpedo data computer, answers in a whisper. 400 meters, closing. A near-perfect shot. If they survive the counterattack that will follow. "Set depth shallow." Kretschmer orders softly. "Impact pistols only." The torpedo officers work hastily but silently, adjusting the tiny brass dials on tubes. A single dropped wrench, a single clank, could give away their position. Hayden whispers from the sound room, voice trembling. She's slowing, sonar sweep widening. She suspects something. Kretschmer doesn't blink. She'll know soon enough. Above, HMS Restigouche. The destroyer's searchlights sweep back and forth across the surface. Officers on the bridge look tense, unsure. Something feels wrong. "Anything on sonar?" Stanley calls. "Negative, sir," comes the reply. "Just turbulence and interference." Stanley frowns into the wind. "She's here. I know she's here." His instincts are good, but he is seconds too late. "Back aboard you, 123. Kretschmer lowers the periscope. Solution locked. Vogel nods, face pale but resolute. Tubes 1 and 2 ready. The captain raises his hand again, slowly, as if gravity resists the motion. Every eye in the room is on him. Even the air seems to pause, thick with tension. He gives the quietest command of his career. "Fire." Thumph. A soft, muffled thud as compressed air launches the first torpedo. Thumph. The second follows instantly. The U-boat lurches very slightly. The recoil transmitted through the hull. Torpedoes running. Vogel whispers, timing their run with a pocket stopwatch. Bearing steady, speed optimal. Silence descends again, pure and absolute. Every man waits, counting the seconds in his head. They imagine the silver fish racing toward the destroyer, their motors humming, wakes invisible underwater. 2 perfect lines of death. Hayden listens, breath tight. Destroyer accelerating. She's speeding up. Vogel's eyes widen. Impact in 5 seconds. Kretschmer closes his eyes. He can almost feel the torpedoes closing the distance. 4. Outside, the destroyer screws churn faster and faster. 3. He grips the periscope handles tightly. 2. He knows there will be no second chance. 1. A sound cuts through the hull, distant, faint. Whomp. A muffled explosion. Then a second. Carahum. The men's eyes flash wide. Hayden rips off his headphones. Hit. At least one hit. Starboard side, midships. The control room erupts with a wave of breathless relief, silent but visceral. Men exchange stunned glances. A few nearly collapse from the release of tension. But Kretschmer lifts a hand sharply. Quiet. Quiet. The ocean around them is roaring with noise, metal twisting, steam venting, the dying growl of a wounded destroyer. But another sound begins to rise. A much more dangerous sound. Haydn's face drains of color. The lead destroyer, Hesper,